dominate a match. And maybe he hasn't done that yet, but you sent that quote that everybody who's a master was once a beginner. You don't have the experience that a lot of these guys have, because I think you started a little bit late.
Yeah.
You're kind of a late bloomer. I was the same way, but I think you have to know that, just because you haven't done that yet doesn't mean you can't going forward. And I think you have to go out there and really just go out and you respect every opponent, like we've been talking about. Respect all of them for sure. You go out and you play some guy that can't even play, like the guy that Sam played for Tulane. I mean, yeah, it's funny to make fun of the guy because he's got weird strokes and everything, but the guy's out there busting his ass. I mean, he can't hit a ball. It's the poor guy. I felt bad for him, but you go out there and you don't mention one word about that. You respect the guy. He's out there trying his ass off just because he's not as good a player as you guys are. Well, at the same time, you go out, you respect him, but you kick his ass. You say, I'm going to beat the shit out of this guy. That's your mentality. When I was a kid, my mom, if I played any junior tournaments, local junior tournaments, and the kid wasn't as good as me, I could never say that. Could never say anything about my opponent. It was you go out there and you win that match 0-0. That's it. You win every single point. You kill the guy. After the match, you say good match. You respect the guy, but you make him know that it's not even close. Like he doesn't even deserve to be on the same court as you tennis-wise. And I think you have to have that mentality when you go out and play. You got to say, whether you're playing anyone here or practice or a game or whatever, you got to say, I'm good enough. I know I'm good enough to beat this guy and to dominate this guy. And don't go out there and say, well, just because I haven't won these tournaments or I haven't done this yet doesn't mean you can't do it. I think you got to believe that more. So.
I think you set the standard on that obsession and desire. If that's what's important to you, you think that that's what we need, it's your job to check everybody on that. Because I agree. Obsession, desire, that's exactly what we need. That's the most important thing. Next.
What I'm going to bring is kind of what Hayes says. I feel like I could bring tons of energy. And also, what I do best, what makes me a good player, which I'm going to compete my ass off every match.
You're from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
You're the only guy from up there, man. I always hear that's like hard-nosed, badass. Is it really like that or no? Can you be the hard-nosed badass on this team?
Yeah.
Can you teach Stu how to be a hard-nosed badass?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I've heard great things about you, man. I think now it's time to just take it all in and be that guy. Be, like I said, be the bully on this team. Every team needs a badass bully. And I think Animal's got a little bit of that, but I think you can also help him with that. Maybe y'all can be like Bash Brothers together or something. You think you can do that for me? I hate to put that pressure on you as a freshman, but I think Brooklyn Badass, you and the Brooklyn Badass and the Animal, y'all just kind of bring that air of confidence and swagger to this team. And whenever we go on the road, we're just jumping people. Straight up. Go with me?
And you gotta go put your money where your mouth is too. Because anybody can run their mouth, but you gotta back it up.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
What you got, Beck?
Nothing. I've been trying to go for the last time.
You
Stand up. If you want the floor, take the floor. He's a freshman.
Yeah, get down. I'll be the mean badass.
Yeah.
It's your court, Beck. No, one thing that I think we all need to improve on as a team that will help us with like a reputation and stuff is character, like the way we conduct ourselves on and off the court. Just building respect from others, like if it's at an airport. Remember, example, like freshman year, everybody's cussing on the plane. We had 2 adults come up to George and say, like, what is this? This is pathetic. Like, how do you let your players be like that? Just simple stuff like that off the court and on the court. Gaining respect, like being intense and loud and pumping everybody up. But like I did a bad job this weekend. I let my emotions get to me when we played these FSU team who conducted themselves pretty poorly on the court, and I let it get to me and fire back, and I think it's kind of pathetic to have to do that, and I think we all need to do a better job with that, and I definitely do. But just having good character will definitely help with our whole team as a reputation and bringing us together and getting respect from other people. So.
And I've told you this before, when I see you, you don't look like a tennis player, man. You look like a damn stud. I need you to be the fucking stud of this team. Can you please be the stud of this team? Like, put this team on your back and carry them to an SEC championship. We need you to do that. You can do that. Do you believe you can do that?
Yep, I do.
Please. Like, forget all the BS, man. Just go out there. You told me you love to compete. You said you play all types of sports. You love to compete. I need to have that, man. No negative emotions. That's forget. All I'm focused on is choking out the guy across the net from me, man. Use all the talent, all the athleticism you use in order to do that. I need you to set the standard. I need you to be the number one guy. Demand that I am the number one guy. I deserve to be the number one guy. I am the number one guy. Claim the number one spot. Can you claim the number one spot for me? Y'all feel like you can claim the number one spot?
Without a doubt.
I'm good.
Have it now. Thanks, Will. What I'm gonna bring is just try to support my teammates in every way I possibly can, and believe in them, and make sure they believe in themselves, and just do everything on and off the court that I can possibly do to get better and make the team better.
Hold on. Have y'all seen Corey play yet? Anybody?
I mean, like, not.
Tell me about him, man, because I haven't seen him play yet.
He definitely has he's similar to Sean. He has a presence on the court.
Yeah.
Big game. So.
He's completely opposite from how he is off court once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
On the
agree
court,
with that.
loud. He has intensity, but when
He'll
he's
rip
off
your
the
head
court,
off.
You can't hear him say. I mean, he's very quiet.
He'll rip your head off on the court.
He's a scary mofo on the court. Played him.
Sincere.
Can we get some more of that off the court?
I'm working on it. Working on it.
I wanted some more of that. I mean, I just got excited over here. Because every time I come across this guy, and you said it, intense mofo? I mean, that's just me, one way. I don't care. I'm guns up all day, one way. Whether it's sports, whether it's leisure, whether it's women, it doesn't matter. One way. And you're a totally different person on the field and off the field?
Working on it.
Give me a little more juice, man. You put me to sleep sometimes when I see you. I see you rehabbing up there on the bike. Every time I see you, what I do?
I can't go faster though. I'm not allowed to go faster.
Man, I would lock Rodney in his room. I got work to do. That's what I tell him. You sit down in a chair. I got work to do. You said I'm back in November. Well, too bad. I'm getting back in October. Man, you got pro tissue. You know what that means? You heal faster than everybody else. You gotta realize that. Just as someone told you you're gonna be healthy in 7 days, doesn't mean you can't be healthy in 6 or 5. Does that make sense? Look, I work with a lot of football players, and look, they're told, hey, you can't play with a torn ACL till 7 months. I watched with my own eyes Eddie Jackson start a football game in 4 months. Not a year, not 7 months, 4 months. Why? Because he's got different tissue. You've got different tissue. When they give someone a certain amount of time, it's because that's the protocol, that's the average. And the doctor does that to protect himself. But that doesn't mean that you set that in your head and you say, that's what's going to define me or the time I have to come back. Does that make sense? I want you to attack your rehab, man. I want more. I want to see this crazy mofo that they're talking about when you're riding a bike. Even if it's not with your good leg, ride it fast with your good leg then. You know what I'm saying? Or we'll talk about your injured leg as your good leg and your healthy leg as your great leg. Ride it fast with your great leg. You know what I'm saying? Show me a little more, man. Show me that crazy mofo. I'm excited. I can't wait to meet him.
Alright, sounds good.
All right.
What I want to do to get this program the respect it needs is just bring it every day, whether no matter what's going on. Like this past weekend, I felt like at the end of the tournament, I really just wasn't playing well, and it was disappointing because I felt like I had a great week of practice and I was playing well, and I have been the past few weeks. But I just need to put that behind me and just get right back to work the next day, and just I know it'll come if I keep doing that, because it'd be easy after a bad weekend just to say, well, damn, I'm playing shitty, like, I'm not feeling it, but you just need to stick to the process and keep putting in the work, and it'll come. So that's what I'm going to bring.
Nico, tell me about Sam.
Tell you about Sam.
Yeah, tell me about his strengths.
his strengths are he doesn't care he's on the other side of the net. He'll go after his shots. From what I've seen on big points, he's same thing. He'll go after it no matter what. And I think he's really relentless on just going after the guy no matter
Stu,
what.
you got anything about him?
Sam, he, with Sam, people give him a lot of shit. And one thing that I've noticed about him is, one, he can take it because he respects that person. Two, he can give it back because he respects himself. And three, he really doesn't, give a shit about what people say, what people do. He just does his own thing. He's on the court, he's ripping forehands. When he gets this, he's
Comfortable in his skin?
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
Thick skin?
I agree.
Yeah.
That's what I love about him. He's a llama.
He's the llama.
Got
He's
thick-
what?
He's a llama. He's got thick skin.
They call him the llama.
Set the standard for thick skin, man. Teach them how to have thick skin. I think we got a few divas on this team, man. You teach them how to have thick skin. You set the standard. The llama, huh? I like that. That's fine. Y'all got anything, coaches? Y'all want to come sit in front for a second? Y'all get me fired up. I just want to
go, George.
I haven't heard.
Get up there, Ryler. Yes.
Yes.
Talk about ultimate.
Tennis ball, man.
Ultimate, Ryler.
The llama's trying to steal the tennis ball, man.
I live for Tuesdays and Thursdays. No, that's our ultimate video.
Hell yeah.
But in all seriousness, it's hard not to juggle with you up here. But I think I have a lot of experience in the game, more playing than coaching. I'm still learning as a coach every day. I see how good George is, and it makes me want to be better. These meetings make me want to be better. I was sitting there, I was guilty of it myself. I was on my phone. I was and I'll be completely honest with you, sometimes I sit here and I'm like, do we really need this? But I listen to Hocke, and the guy's amazing. I mean, the way you talk, you've inspired me in the last 30 minutes, and I'm not just saying that. I'm pretty real. What you see is what you get. What you hear is what you get. I'm not always the best talker. I don't always say things the right way, but I love all of you guys. I feel like this is my family. Megan is my family. I have a daughter coming, obviously, but we don't have a ton of friends, and so we look at this as our family, and I'd do anything for you guys. I need to do a better job of making you guys accountable, because a lot of times I see what needs to happen, and I'm a laid back guy, so a lot of times I work harder for myself than I work for others. I'm guilty of that. I went to a Jesuit school as well in Tampa, but a lot of times I let things slide, and that's my personality, and I think I see things in the long haul, and I don't want to feel like I'm always clobbering you guys, but I do need to do a better job of not letting certain things slide, and I'm going to try to do a better job with that, and just bring more motivation, more energy. I can always do a better job with that. I always compete hard when I play. When it's for me, I always battle. You guys know that. If you're playing me in tennis, I'm not going to give you an inch. Ultimate, I'm not going to give you an inch with my conditioning. Doesn't break down. But I think I like to set an example. That's how I was when I was on the team at Illinois. When I played, I was the guy that always set the bar. I was kind of like Goodwin. But I didn't make my presence known enough, and I regret that to this day, because I think I could have led us to another national title. But I think it's not always enough to lead with your actions. I think you have to, really make your presence known on each other. So I need to do a better job with that. And
I got one challenge for you. So I've coached for 11 years, not long, because when it's said and done, I hope to get around 60. But they're gonna have to pull me off some damn field. It's real talk. I might be in a wheelchair and everything. But my challenge for you is, I honestly wasn't blessed with the talent you had as a player. So I was one of those try-hard guys that man, if only I had the talent, I had to be smart in order to beat people. And that's how I think I fell in love with it and had the passion to become a decent coach thus far. And the one thing that I find in common is, as I start to watch and grow, and now it's 11th year coaching, I see different ex-players become coaches. And it's interesting because I feel like sometimes the best coaches are the guys that weren't even that great at their sport. And some of the coaches that were the very, very best at their sport struggle coaching-wise. And I'm wondering, that's my challenge for you, that You've already been number one as a player. You've already been number one as a player. My challenge to you is to be number one as a coach.
Yeah, that's a good challenge. Yep. Agreed.
What's that take? Because you said it, what it took as a player. You got to figure out what it takes as a coach. Figure that
True
out.
that.
Bring it to the table.
Yep.
Coach G, you got something for us?
Yeah.
Say it, Coach.
So every morning since I've lived here, I've woken up, and this is dead on to me, and said, what the fuck am I doing here? What am I doing living in Alabama? I mean, I swear, I came from paradise, a mile from the beach, great program, and I think about, I literally do, I have dreams in the night, and I wake up and I'm like, fuck, I'm still in Tuscaloosa. But it doesn't take long for me to realize why I'm here as I'm walking around the house that I finally purchased. I've got 3 amazing children. I've got an unreal wife who has been with me from my first coaching job when I was at tiny Santa Clara. But one thing I know is that no one owes me shit. Every decision that I've made is on me. And I think if there's one thing that I've been taught my whole life, A, you gotta work hard, but no one owes you anything. No one owes you anything. And I used to think, I remember in my first job, where I spent 12 years for, a program that was way underfunded. I had no salary. When I was a head coach, I had half a salary. And I worked to build, I had to fundraise a lot of money. And I used to think, it could happen. I'm trying to bluff my way that we have this great program, which we had a program that, they got clothes and shoes and strings as if we were here at Alabama. But I used to think, well, because I put in all this hard work, we're going to be good. But that wasn't the case. I put in so much time doing everything that it took away from time on court. And that was a lesson I learned when I left there and then went to Illinois and USC. That no one owed me anything. I went to Champaign. For the first week I was there, I pretty much cried every day. I was like, what did I just do? I just left California to come to this cow town.
Hey, easy.
It was could be the worst
I'm
place.
just
It
kidding.
is definitely the worst place I've ever lived.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Great place to
what I
train.
understood, it was a dose of reality, and this is going to be longer because I love to talk. But I get lessons. The older you get, you learn so much more. Your ears and your eyes. I've shared with you those quotes daily, or just about every day. It just hits home all the time. But when I went to Illinois, I found out I couldn't have children. My swimmers didn't swim. They swam in every direction, but they didn't go all straight ahead. And somehow, with my wife's genetics, hers didn't really kind of grab my swimmers and say, come in, come in. It was kind of a closed door policy. So we happened to move to Illinois and looking for opportunities to get a family. How do we do it? We had to go through the in vitro process, of which cost $15,000 to $20,000 in California. When I got to Illinois, Illinois is one of the 3 states in the country at the time that insurance covers in vitro. So I moved to a state where I spent a week crying as to why I left. I moved there with some excitement because of what I had watched. I'd watched him play and his teammates and do unbelievably well. And yet I got there and I put on the shirt and I was like, why am I here? And after being there for 2 years, I had 3 chances to get children. The first chance, I got Nina, 5% chance. Second chance, we got nobody. Third chance, with less than a 5% chance, we get 2 more kids. And from that point on, it was like, everything I do, it's on me. It's on me. And so, when I then went to SC, it was like, all right, this is good, this is great, closer to family. After being in that situation there, I wanted my own program. And I interviewed for one other job. I wasn't interested in anything. And I wanted to be at the right place. And when I came here to interview, I saw everything that was here, and I saw the facilities and the support. And I met Coach Cochran, I'll never forget, and he gave me a big high five and screamed for like 15 minutes while I was with him. And all that stuff was good. But when I sat down with Coach Moore, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at the end, it was like he was sucking me in. I had to come. I had to come. I had to be here. It was the right place, the right time for everything. Not only for me and my tennis, but for myself and my family. Even though I'm way far away from family, and right now, when I was in California, I swore I would never leave the state and take my kids away from their grandparents. And I did. Because I felt like it was on me. It was the right thing for me. And the biggest fan and the biggest supporter of us leaving was my wife and my dad. And those two people have been unreal. So when I wake up and I come out here, I come up here with a purpose every single day. Every single day. And sometimes the thing that I need to work on is to know, because there's no clock in my day. There's no calendar in my year. Every day, I learned this myself, and the SC coach would say, yeah, get up, we go to work. Why are we winning? We get up, we go to work. Because we loved what we do, and we loved everything about putting in the hard work. And that's something I learned from my dad years ago. Years ago. And that's been instilled in me from him and from my mother. But when I come here, and I have no clock, and I have no calendar, and then I gotta breathe a little. I gotta breathe. I gotta go out. I've spent 2 free Mondays. I go out to the range, and I hit some balls. Yesterday I played 9 holes. I get a bottle of water, I get a bottle of beer. And I drive around. I don't want to play with anybody. Just go out, I enjoy it, and I breathe. And I think I need to do a better job of breathing when I'm at practice, when I'm in the matches. Because I want it so fucking bad, but I have to remember that no one owes me. Just because I have the players, I have the mindset, I got the facilities, I got the support, that doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean that I'm going to win a trophy like this. It doesn't mean I'm going to get my 6th ring. It doesn't mean that. But I just have to go at it every day and breathe and be okay with whatever happens. So, that's what I got to do a better job of.
Hey, and I'll close with this. I think you'll come to know that a real competitor is willing to sacrifice anything for what he thinks is everything. And that's, he asked, why am I here? Because he wants to win a championship in his own program. He wants to do it with you. He chose you to make his dream come true. Like he said, he gave up on paradise to create paradise here. If you are a true competitor, you are willing to sacrifice anything and everything in order to accomplish that, in order to win. I saw a minute clip on Derek Jeter the other day. I don't know if y'all know anything about him. This is one of the Hall of Fame baseball players. He said, they asked him, what's it all about? Winning. Winning. That's it. He said it's that simple. It's about winning. He said, well, what about that time you got to the World Series and y'all lost? No, that was an awful year. We didn't win. It was awful. And I can feel him. I can feel him. If I get to the SEC championship and lose, I'm going to be pitiful, miserable. If I get to the national championship and lose, the Sugar Bowl and lose, miserable. I don't care what they call it. It could just be the damn Bama Invitational. If I lose, miserable. That's the mindset we got to have. That's the respect we got to have for that ball, for this game. And it's about the work ethic we put in every day. We ready to wrap this? Let's break this thing off on respect. Everybody in the middle. Instead of respect, what was the big message today? Y'all remember? 3 words.
Claim the court.
Claim the court. All right? On 3, claim the court. 1, 2, 3.
Claim the court!
Yes, sir.
Claim it! Claim the ultimate field. Let's go!
Straight
Hey,
there.
I need
Straight
to get to one of those Tuesday, Thursday matches.
going
I
down.
call that fun cardio. And I'm just going to go ahead and apologize because I'm going to be really mean to people that are on the team.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, Coach.
So,
Thanks, Ari.
yep.
Thanks, Ari. Yep.
Thank me with some wings, dog. Thank me with some jewelry.
Arrest me.
That's how you really spoil somebody. Get them a national championship ring. Appreciate you, dog. Didn't mean to throw you. I just wanted to see what you had to say.
I'm always ready to get thrown in the
Hell yeah. That's when we learned most about ourselves. What am I gonna come up with in 10 seconds? Appreciate you, man. You dug deep today for us. 6th ring, huh? That's what we after? I'm still after my first tennis ring.
Start by their hand.
I'm still after my first tennis ring, man. I'm telling you.
No, not kidding.
Stuart, where's my rackets?
That way, Stu, that way be mean.
Did you shit yourself in here?
I did not. God damn it. Why are you letting go?
My rackets!
No, but it wasn't.
How's that coffee?